I love cooking stuff. I'm here all the time. I've been shopping here for almost as old as I am, a long time. I can always find whatever I want here, and everyone is so nice. They take the time to help me find what I want, and there's always a wonderful selection.
If cooking stuff doesn't have it, you don't need it.
This is a great deal, 50% off.
We're going to think about it.
Tell you what, dinner for two, Chico burritos.
We're really going to think about it.
He's still here.
At Cornerstone Windows and Doors, we make the presentation. You make the decision. No high-pressure sales from our team. We treat your home like our own. No subcontractors, no drywall or stucco damage, and one-day installation.
Remember, folks, midnight tonight, I'll have my cell phone on me. Dinner for two. I think that went well.
I got style from Performance Plus.
I got a great price from Performance Plus.
I got great service from Performance Plus.
Performance Plus is your neighborhood tire and automotive center. We carry a full line of major brand tires and rims and specialize in computer diagnostics. From engines and lubes to tires and rims, Performance Plus delivers service you can depend on. Performance Plus, 2 blocks south of Sepulveda on Hawthorne and Torrance. Just look for the BF Goodrich sign.
And K-Rob Productions present Bay League High School basketball. The Leuzinger Olympians versus the Redondo Union Seahawks. Hi everyone, I'm David Smock along with our producer director John Geyer. Happy that you can join us from Seahawk Pavilion on the campus of Redondo Union High School in Redondo Beach. It's senior night 2007. And prior to coming onto the air, the 10 seniors on this Redondo Union Seahawk basketball team were introduced to the fans. The Leuzinger Olympians have been introduced, their head coach Reggie Morris in his 5th season. And now the Seahawks are being introduced, starting off with 6'5" senior forward Shane Morgan, 6'2" senior forward Marquise Daniel, 6'1" senior guard Tyler Merrill. And some of the players coming over to Shannon Rodriguez-Jones, one of the faculty members here at Redondo Union High School. 6'3" senior guard forward Tyler Schreckengost. And 5'11" senior guard number 5, Alex Tucker. And that's the starting lineup for head coach Tom Meyer in his 6th season. The officials for this ball game, Brian Richard and Brian Wood. So a couple of Brians. Leuzinger comes into this game with a record of 17-7 overall, 7-1 in the Bay League. Their lone loss to Redondo Union. And for the Seahawks, they are 20-4 overall, 7-1 in the Bay League, with one more league game after this one. So basically, when it's all said and done, tonight's game between Leuzinger and Redondo Union is for the 2007 Bay League Championship. Redondo won the league title a couple of years ago. Leuzinger did the same a year ago. Leuzinger in their road red uniforms trimmed in white and black. Redondo Union in their home white uniforms trimmed in red. And the ball is controlled by Redondo Union. Marquise Daniel with the basketball. Daniel at 8 points in the first meet of the year. Morgan with the basket. Redondo's on top early, 2-0. The first meeting of the year between these two teams in Lawndale was a game that Redondo won only by 3 points, 70-67. And the putback after the initial attempt by Donnell Beverly Jr. And we're tied up at 2-2. Merrill at the other end with the layup. And it's 4-2 Redondo. Shane Morgan getting the assist. Miles Allen with the basketball. Allen fall away 13-footer is good. And it's a 4-4 ball game. We're tied at 2, tied at 4. Tyler Merrill with the basketball. 35-second shot clock in men's high school basketball. compared to 30 for the ladies. Schreckengast drains it. 6-4 Redondo, 6:41 to play, opening quarter. The basketball, Danielle Beverly Jr., 6'4" senior guard and wing. Beverly averaging 16.6 points per game, 6.6 rebounds. Leads the team in average for assists and steals. And now a ball stolen away by Shane Morgan, and Morgan with the layup. 8-4 Redondo. It's their biggest lead of the ball game at 4 points as we're just 2 minutes into the opening stanza. Exactly 6 minutes to play in the first. 2007 Bay League Championship on the line. The winner will go up by a game in the standings of 1 game remaining. And the remaining opponents for both Leuzinger and Redondo are opponents that both Leuzinger and Redondo should beat. And that's why this game is so crucial tonight. Morgan for 3, gets his own rebound, follow-up underhand scoop attempt is good. 6 points for Morgan, and Redondo Union's in double figures. They lead by 6 at 10-4. And there's a timeout on the floor, 5 minutes, 18 seconds remaining in the first quarter on the Bay Cities National Bank scoreboard with the score, the Redondo Union Seahawks 10, the Leuzinger Olympians 4. And that gives us a chance to remind you that the first quarter of tonight's game is being brought to you by Pam Murray, State Farm Insurance, at 604 North Pacific Coast Highway in Redondo Beach. Pam Murray, State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Well, in addition to the viewers watching Redondo basketball on Time Warner Cable Channel 45, we'd like to welcome the basketball fans watching in Lawndale and Hawthorne on Time Warner Cable Channel 22. Rufus Washington, he's here in the house tonight because, you know, Rufus and Lou Stowers bring the games to you on Channel 22. And Tom Shookfat, their producer, also here tonight at Seahawk Pavilion. Leuzinger with the basketball after the timeout. Beverly gets it to bounce off the leg of Shane Morgan. So it's considered a kick ball against Morgan. Played almost 3 minutes in the ball game. No fouls have been recorded by either team so far. A little unusual of two high-powered ball clubs like Leuzinger and Redondo Union. Again, both 7-1 in the Bay League. Somebody will go to 7-2. The other team, the winners tonight, will go to 8-1. And of course, the placing in the league is very important for seeding purposes when it comes to the playoffs. Oh, what a beautiful shot. Derek Strings with the three-pointer. It's 10-7. Strings' sister plays on the Leuzinger girls varsity team. Marquise Daniel for 3. That hits the back of the rim. Picked up by Merrill. Fresh 35-second shot clock for Redondo. 4.5 minutes to go, first quarter. And Marquise Daniel with the basket. And it's 12-7 in favor of Redondo. Three-point shot, 10 points for Leuzinger. I believe that was Mikkel Matthew who got it. Very loud, very difficult to hear the PA announcer. Tyler Schreckengast with the slam dunk. 3:55 to play, first quarter. It's 14-10 in favor of Redondo. Beverly, the point guard, with the basketball. Dishes it off instead to Derek Strings. In and out, rebounded by Morgan. Down court to Tucker, but it hits Tucker and the ball goes out of bounds. 3 minutes, 38 seconds remaining in the opening stanza. Redondo 14, Leuzinger 10. In Leuzinger's last game, they defeated West Torrance at home, 81-59. Beverly had 15 points in that ball game. Now Beverly gives the ball over to Kevin Hodrick. Hodrick decides to drive off the glass. Morgan got a hand on it, but it goes out of bounds. So Leuzinger will inbound the basketball. We'll have a full 35 seconds on the shot clock. 3:15 remaining on the scoreboard. As offensive foul against Leuzinger. That's going to be our first foul of the ball game with 3:15 remaining in the first. So we could not hear the foul with Leuzinger cheerleaders in close proximity behind us. We'll have everything updated at the halftime on the Bay Cities National Bank halftime report. Loose ball, Tucker has it. And another whistle. So Demetrius Deason gets called for his first personal foul, second team foul. We were trying to check on that first offensive foul. We have Bob Holtzman, the excellent sports writer and columnist for the South Bay Daily Breeze, but mentioned we couldn't hear the PA announcer, and he couldn't hear it either. So like I said, we'll check that at the half. Beverly, there's a Hodrick, or rather Strings. Back out to Beverly. 2:45 to play, 4-point ball game. Redondo leading Leuzinger 14-10. Beverly, 15 seconds on the shot clock. Leuzinger moves the ball around, fall around jumper by Derek Strings. And it's 14-12, 5 in the ball game for Strings unofficially. Well, there are empty seats here, but boy, I tell you, the noise volume in Sayre Pavilion probably has not been higher for any of the boys' games that we've had on Channel 45 for you this season. Tucker with the ball, 10 seconds on the shot clock from the corner, in and out. Rebounded by Daniel. Morgan has it after the shot attempt earlier by Merrill. Foul against Donnell Beverly Jr., his first personal foul. That's 3 team fouls now against Leuzinger in the first half. Tyler Merrill with the ball, being guarded by Strings, gets it over to Schreckengost. Schreckengost along the baseline, feeds it out. Shot by Morgan, rebound by Hodrick for Leuzinger. 14-12 Redondo, fast break, decent. Blocked from behind by his opposite number, Tucker. And that gets the Redondo fans excited. Deason will inbound, 29 seconds left on the shot clock. 1:35 left on the scoreboard in the first quarter. Turnaround shot by Freeman falls in. Freeman of his first basket, we're all tied up at 14 all. Tyler Merrill with his second bucket, 4 points. For Merrill, 16-14 in favor of Redondo. Minute 13 remaining in the opening stanza. Been tied 3 times at 2, 4, and 14. And the fall-away jumper by Freeman. Biggest lead of the ball game has been 6 points by Redondo in the first quarter. Daniel with the foul. That's his first personal, first team foul. At the free throw line, Deshaun Freeman misses the first one. Deshaun Freeman, after missing the first one, will have his second shot. 1:04 to play first quarter. 16-14 Redondo. make it 16-15 Redondo. 3 points for Freeman, and it's a 1-point Seahawk lead. Less than a minute to go in the first quarter. Pass stolen away. Out of the ball, Beverly with the layup. 4 points for Beverly, 17-16 lead now for Leuzinger. 40 seconds to go in the first quarter. 24 seconds on the shot clock, 36 seconds on the scoreboard. Schreckengoss is blocked. Schreckengoss out to Tucker. There's a 3-second violation against Redondo. So it's 17-16 in favor of the Olympians with 24 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Shot clock's been turned off. Leuzinger can work for the last shot of the quarter. In traffic. And the basket by Hodrick. 3-point lead. Biggest of the ball game for Leuzinger. And Leuzinger will have the basketball with 3 seconds remaining. Demetrius Deason will inbound the basketball right in front of our Channel 45 courtside location. Into the front court, Beverly. 4 seconds, 3. Beverly off the glass and partially blocked. Buzzer sounds, and that is the end of the first quarter on the Bay Cities National Bank scoreboard with the score. The Leuzinger Olympians 19 and the Redondo Union Seahawks 16. Tonight's game is being brought to you by Cookin' Stuff. 20,000 items and 11,000 square feet. If Cookin' Stuff doesn't have it, you don't need it. Cornerstone Windows and Doors, exceeding expectations. Pam Murray, State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Velocity Sports Performance. Train like a pro at Velocity Sports Performance. Bay Cities National Bank, the community business bank of the South Bay. The Mattress Store. Lowest prices in Southern California. Guaranteed. AES Redondo Beach, the Global Power Company. And by the Performance Plus Tire and Automotive Centers in Torrance. David Smock along with our producer director John Geyer as we await the start of the second quarter. Take a look at scoring here. Unofficial will kind of add this up as we go along. Now we have a few extra points here, and we'll try to settle, but unofficially Allen with 2, Beverly with 4, Freeman with 3, Hodrick with 2, 5 for Strings, and 3 for Matthew. So that gives us 20, so we're off somewhere along the line. Again, we'll check that during the break. Start of the second quarter, first shot taken by Strings, rebounded by Morgan down to Schreckengost. Seahawks find themselves trailing by 3 here at the beginning of the second quarter. Tucker off balance. Shot doesn't go, and it's rebounded by Leuzinger. That was Freeman with the rebound. Allen's shot doesn't go. And a battle between Lockwood and Allen. Allen gets called for the foul. It's his fourth team foul. Only one in the game so far called against Redondo. 7:22 to go into the break, and speaking of break, fast break. Ball comes off the backboard. Oh, they're going to give it to him, saying I think it went over the rim. So Tucker with 2. It's his first points of the ball game. And it's a 19-18 lead for Leuzinger. Hodrick with 4 points, and it's back to a 3-point lead for the Olympians, 21-18. This game for the 2007 Bay League Championship. It's all on the line tonight in Redondo Beach. 3-point shot by Marquise Daniel. 5 for Daniel, and we are tied for the 4th time in the ball game at 21-21. 6:40 until the intermission. Hodrick with the basketball, trying to bounce up against Morgan. Shot attempts off the board. Follow-up attempt by Freeman doesn't go. Loose ball. A battle for it is picked up by Strings for Leuzinger. Fresh 35-second shot clock from the corner. No good. Rebounded by Daniel. Here comes Tucker into the front court for Redondo. 6:10 left first half, 21-21. Schreckengoss for 3 from the corner, in and out. Rebounded by his opposite number, Derek Strings. Beverly over Schreckengoss, off the board, rebounded by Daniel. 5:55 to play first half. Leuzinger 21, Redondo Union 21. Morgan. Off balance from 8, hits the side of the rim. And a ball taken by Hodrick. Down court to Strings. Strings around Schreckengoss and scores. Unofficially, that's 7 for Strings in the ball game. And Leuzinger retakes the lead 23-21. 5:23 to play in the first half. Ball stolen away by Hodrick. Hodrick, bounce pass stolen away by Lockwood. And Lockwood just bowls over one of the Olympians. We'll check the number when he comes off the floor. And that's Miles Allen. Miles Allen is called for a second personal foul. That's the 5th team foul against Leuzinger. Shane Morgan and Brian Lockwood come out of the ball game. Tyler Merrill's back in, as is Brent Hughes, who's seen his first action of the game, and Hughes inbounding the basketball, gets it into Merrill in the backcourt. Pass to Tucker, there's a whistle. Get our officials, a couple of Bryans, Brian Richard and Brian Woods. Miles Allen gets called for his 3rd personal foul with 5:03 remaining in the first half. Leuzinger on top of Redondo, 23-21. Alex Tucker with the ball, over to Hughes. Hughes as the ball kick off his opposite number, Donnell Beverly Jr. 4:55 to play, first half, 23-21 Leuzinger. Reminder that the second quarter of tonight's game is being brought to you by Velocity Sports Performance in Redondo Beach. Train like a pro at Velocity Sports Performance. That's a pro move by Tucker. And we are tied for 5th time in the ball game at 23 all. Getting your train like a pro with Velocity Sports Performance. Call today for a free trial session at 297-9001. We'll give that number again in a moment. Or you can visit them online at Velocity SP. That's like the first 2 letters of sports. VelocitySP.com. Velocity Sports Performance. Alex Tucker. 6 points for Tucker. And it's 25-23 Redondo coming up on the midway point of the second quarter. Again, their telephone number for Velocity Sports Performance for a free trial session. Call them at 297-9001. That's 297-9001. Velocity Sports Performance. Beverly with the basketball. 3 minutes, 45 seconds to play in the first half. And Donnell Beverly gets the 3. And just like that, Leuzinger retakes the lead, this time at 26-25. 3.5 minutes to go first half. Merrill with the basketball, switch off to Hughes, now to Tucker. 20 seconds on the shot clock, 3:20 left on the scoreboard. Merrill near the top of the key. Gives to Lockwood. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Merrill on the baseline. Reverse underhand, and Tucker's there to put it in. Ellis Tucker unofficially with 8, and Redondo leads 27-26. 2:55 to play first half. Well, it's been everything as expected. These two teams, both 7-1 in the Bay League, battling for the Bay League championship tonight at Seahawk Pavilion. And it's a 1-point Seahawk lead with 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the first half. In and out, no good on the shot attempt by Randall Baker. Coming up at the half, it'll be the Bay Cities National Bank halftime report, brought to you by Bay Cities National. We have 2 locations in Redondo Beach to serve you. And there's a serving there of Tucker. I'm going to call it a 2. So that gives him 10 unofficially in the game. And Donnell Beverly now with 10. And we're tied up once more. No surprise, 29 all with 2 minutes to play in the first half. Anyway, Bay Cities National, 2 locations to serve you. 811 North Catalina Avenue, Suite 1000, and 1333 South Pacific Coast Highway in Redondo Beach. Bay Cities National, the community business bank of the South Bay. And again, at the half, it'll be the Bay Cities National Bank halftime report. So this frantic pace, both teams going up and down. Tyler Schreckengoss gets called for his first personal foul, second team foul. The other one in the first half has been against Marquise Daniel. At the free throw line, Derek Strings for the Leuzinger Olympians. Strings gets the first one. Unofficially, that gives him 8 in the ball game. Both teams making a couple of changes as Randall Baker and Dominique Coy go out of the ball game. Strings again for his second attempt at the charity stripe. 1 minute 44 seconds to play. Gets both of them, and Leuzinger leads 31-29. Strings goes out, he'll rest. Morgan inbounds to Merrill, and Morgan gives it to Tucker. Minute 40 to go in the first half. Quick pass to Schreckengoss. Schreckengoss, fall away 5-footer. Schreckengoss unofficially with 6, and we're tied up once again at 31. Biggest lead in the ball game, 6 for Redondo in the first half, 3 for Leuzinger in the first 2 quarters. Minute 20 to go into the break. 31-31 tie. Leuzinger just moving the ball around. 15 seconds on the 35-second shot clock. Beverly being guarded by Merrill, drives in the lane, and it's going to be an offensive foul for charging. And it's the second personal foul against Donnell Beverly. Minute 5 to play in the first half. On the Bay Cities National Bank scoreboard, it's the Leuzinger Olympians 31 and the Redondo Union Seahawks 31. So we kind of butchered it before with all the action. Let's kind of reset and let you know that coming up at the half, it'll be the Bay Cities National Bank halftime report, brought to you by Bay Cities National Bank, with 2 locations in Redondo Beach to serve you at 811 North Catalina Avenue, Suite 1000, and 1333 South Pacific Coast Highway. Coming soon to Manhattan Beach on Sepulveda, right across the street from Manhattan Village. And a new branch for Bay Cities National Bank in Manhattan Beach will have a drive-through window and Saturday hours. Again, look for that soon. The newest branch of Bay Cities National Bank in Manhattan Beach. Bay Cities National, the community business bank of the South Bay. David Smock courtside, Channel 45 Sports. John Geyer behind the camera, our producer director, and K-Rock Productions. And a lot of games in the Bay League are often decided in the first half. This one will not. It's been a barn burner from the get-go. 31-31 with 1:05 until halftime. The 35-second shot clock, Redondo will have to shoot at least once. Tucker now past midcourt. Morgan, Dawson in the game for the first time. That ball back to Dawson to Tucker. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Tyler Merrill over in the corner. Morgan, Dawson, Tucker for three from the top of the key. Air ball that goes out of bounds. And Leuzinger will have possession. 35 seconds on the shot clock, 37 seconds remaining on the scoreboard. 31-31. Akil Quinn with the basketball. Being guarded by Tucker, and Tucker steals it away. And Tucker with the layup. Great play by Tucker. Unofficially, that gives him 12. And it's a 33-31 Redondo lead with 10 seconds remaining. Quinn on the near side. Gives to a teammate. Now back out to Kevin Hodrick. 3 seconds, 2. And the ball comes off the back of the rim. Buzzer sounds. That's the end of the first half on the Bay Cities National Bank scoreboard. The Redondo Union Seahawks 33, the Leuzinger Olympians 31 in the battle for the 2007 Bay League Championship. Welcome to the Bay Cities National Bank halftime report. Halftime at Seahawk Pavilion, and Redondo leading Leuzinger 33-31, because Bay Cities National is the community business bank of the South Bay. Take a look at scoring in the first half for Redondo. Alex Tucker with 12 points. Shane Morgan has 6, and Tyler Schreckengoss with 6 points. For Leuzinger, they're paced by Donnell Beverly Jr., 10 points in the first half for the Olympians, and Derek Strings added 9 points. As far as foul trouble is concerned, both teams are in excellent shape in this 2007 battle for the Bay League Championship. Again, the winner of this game most likely will win the Bay League Championship, and they will have the #1 seeding in the upcoming playoffs. Again, at halftime, Redondo leading Leuzinger 33-31. I'm David Smock, and you've been watching the Bay Cities National Bank halftime report, brought to you by Bay Cities National Bank, the community business bank of the South Bay. Welcome back to Seahawk Pavilion on the campus of Redondo Union High School in Redondo Beach. David Smock and John Geyer as we await the start of the third quarter. I mentioned during our Bay Cities National Bank halftime report that Alex Tucker was leading Redondo in scoring with 12 points. And Bob Holtzman of the South Bay Daily Breeze was kind enough to remind us that Tucker scored all 12 of those in the second quarter. Both teams now coming back out onto the floor to start the third quarter. Again, the Leuzinger Olympians 17-7 overall, 7-1 in the Bay League. Redondo Union 20-4 overall, 7-1 in league play. And Shane Morgan also wants to become a sportscaster someday, just like Courtney Price of the Redondo women's basketball team. Inbounds the basketball. Alex Tucker has it in the backcourt. And we are underway with the start of the second half. A lot of times in these big games, they sometimes don't pan out. They look good on paper, but then ends up being kind of a runaway by one team or the other. But this one has been as good as advertised, and I think this one will go right down to the wire. Alex Tucker with the follow-up. And it's 35-31. Tucker now with 14 points. From near the top of the key, perfect shot by Derek Strings. (35-33) Redondo, 7:10 to play, third quarter. Both teams have scored one bucket here since the intermission. Schreckengoss in the lane, off the glass, didn't quite go through. And the ball is rebounded by Freeman down at the other end. Strings, fall-away jumper is good. Strings with 13 points, and we are tied once again for the first time in the second half at 35 all. Tied 7 times in the first half, so that's our 8th tie score of the ball game. Ball is last touched by Leuzinger. 6 minutes, 36 seconds to go, third quarter. 35-35 tie. Again, the 2007 Bay League Championship on the line, and being the #1 representative from the Bay League in the upcoming postseason. Schreckengoss over to Merrill, into Morgan. Morgan one bounce, And it's off the glass. Quickly down court to Miles Allen. Ball's given to Beverly. Beverly likes a little spin move on Daniel. And they're going to wave it off, saying that Beverly was fouled in the process. Marquise Daniel just called for a second personal foul. First team foul. And at the free throw line, Donnell Beverly Jr. 16.6 average. He's only a 67% free thrower at the charity stripe, but he gets that one. It's his first free throw of the ball game. It's 11 points now for Beverly. He'll have one more. Leuzinger has the lead. Will it be 1 point or 2 point? Oh, boy, I tell you, you missed that one by a lot. That was close to being an air ball, but the Olympians on top of Redondo, 36-35. With just over 6 minutes to go in the third. Morgan feeds it into Schreckengoss. Schreckengoss went low, and Schreckengoss gets knocked down. It was really, I mean, for a guy like Schreckengoss at 6'3", he just kind of folded himself in half to try to get around the defender. Nice hustle move. We'll see who the foul's against. Deshaun Freeman gets called for his first personal foul. Schreckengoss at the line. Misses the first one. He'll have one more. If he makes this one, we'll be tied for the 9th time in the ball game. And we are. 36-36. 5:55 to play, third. Driving in the lane, but then feeds off for his Hodrick. Hodrick with the putback. Hodrick with 6. Marquise Daniel bounce pass to Schreckengoss. Schreckengoss off the glass. 9 points for Schreck. 38-38 tie. Just under 5.5 minutes to play. 7 ties in the first half, 3 ties already here in the third quarter. And there's a whistle and a foul. Shane Morgan is called for his first personal foul. It's the second team foul. 1 team foul so far in the third quarter against Leuzinger. Inbounding the basketball will be Miles Allen, the 5'10 senior guard. Sends it into Hodrick. Hodrick, quick pass to Freeman. Freeman shot off the rim. Battle for it. And Derek Strings grabbed it and put it in. 15 points for Strings. Leuzinger on top, 40-38. Schreckengoss loses the handle underneath the basket. 5:04 remaining in the third, and it's a 2-point lead for Leuzinger. The Olympians have never led by more than 3. That was in the first half. Redondo's biggest lead of the ball game has been at 6. Pass into Tucker, almost near midcourt. Alice Tucker, 5 minutes to go. 22 seconds left on the 35-second shot clock. Now down to 18 seconds. Tucker tries to spin in the lane. And on alternating possession, or they're going to say it went off of an Olympian, but it's going to be Redondo's ball with 15 seconds left on the shot clock. 4:50 to play in the third. Long pass to Schreckengoss. Give it to Merrill, over to Morgan. Morgan drives, shoots from 4 and gets it. So Morgan with 8. He's going to go to the free throw line. Didn't quite hear who the foul was against. But Morgan will go to the free throw line. It's a very noisy atmosphere tonight at Seahawks Pavilion. Morgan gets the free throw. 9 in the ball game. And a 41-40 lead for Redondo. 4:40 to play in the third. Morgan had 21 points in the first meeting between these two ball clubs. And there's a 3 by Strings. That's 9 in the half, or in the quarter for Strings. 18 into the ball game for Strings, number 23 for Leuzinger. And there's a timeout on the floor. 4 minutes, 15 seconds to play in the third quarter on the Bay Cities National Bank scoreboard. And it's the Leuzinger Olympians 43, the Redondo Seahawks 41. The third quarter of tonight's game is being brought to you by the Mattress Store, with 7 locations to serve you better, including 1882 Hawthorne Boulevard at 182nd Street in Redondo Beach, and 2375 West Sepulveda, 2 blocks east of Crenshaw and Torrance. The Mattress Store, the lowest prices in Southern California, guaranteed. Those run down some of the scoring in no particular order for Leuzinger. Donnell Beverly with 11 points. Freeman with 3, Stribling with 3, Hodrick with 6, Derek Strings with 18 points, and Matthew with 3. For Redondo, Tyler Merrill with 4, Tyler Schreckengoss with 9, Alex Tucker with 14, Daniel with 5, Morgan with 9. And it's 43-41 Leuzinger. So after Redondo stepped out of bounds, Leuzinger has the basketball. Donnell Beverly Jr. being guarded by Daniel. Bounce pass to Freeman, and Freeman with easy bucket. Not quite a slam dunk, but he certainly had his hand over the cylinder, no doubt about that one. And the biggest lead of the ball game now, 4 points for Leuzinger with 3:50 in the third. 15 seconds on the 35-second shot clock for Redondo. Tucker with the basketball, being guarded by Hodrick. Tucker gliding through the air. 16 points for Tucker. Freeman had the ball, being guarded by Daniel. And no surprise there, Daniel gets called for the foul. That's his third personal. It'll send Deshaun Freeman at the line. Freeman averaging 7 points per game, 4.8 rebounds. He's also a 67% shooter from the free throw line. Got 2 back in the first quarter, so he's 2 for 3. Freeman in his last game had 10 points against West Torrance. He had 3 points and 5 rebounds against Redondo in the first meeting of the year between these two teams in Lawndale. Freeman gets the second one, and it's 46-43 Leuzinger, 3:25 remaining in the third quarter. Had 10 tied scores in the ball game, the latest at 38 all. Shane Morgan will inbound the basketball for Redondo. Gets it into Schreckengost. Dawson, Tucker. Tucker going around his opposite number, and he's going to draw the foul. Well, they're going to say offensive foul against Tucker. The reason we were a little surprised by that was the reaction of the Leuzinger defender on Tucker. That was his opposite number, Demetrius Deason, and Deason was almost acting as it was called against him. And there's a foul against Leuzinger. Deshaun Freeman with a second personal foul. That's 3 team fouls in the second half against the Olympians, 4 against the Seahawks. Morgan from the corner, and goes through. Shane Morgan with 5 in the third quarter, 11 in the game, and it's 46-45 Leuzinger, 2:39 to go in the third quarter. With the ball, Beverly. Tries to go around Schreckengoss. Ball stolen away by Tucker. Has one man to beat. And the end-to-end layup by Alice Tucker. 18 points in the ball game for Tucker. Redondo regains the lead, 47-46. It's a blown layup by the Olympians. Schreckengoss gets called for a second personal foul. 5 team fouls against Redondo. Deason will inbound the basketball, gets it into Stribling from the corner for 3 off the rim. Cleared out to Beverly. Fresh 35-second shot clock. Pass intercepted by Morgan. Morgan off the glass. Going to be an offensive foul against Morgan. Two minutes, 2 seconds to play in the third quarter. There's a timeout on the floor. With the score on the Bay Cities National Bank scoreboard, it's the Redondo Union Seahawks 47, the Leuzinger Olympians 46. A reminder that the third quarter of tonight's game is being brought to you by the Mattress Store, with 7 locations to serve you better, including 18882 Hawthorne Boulevard at 182nd Street in Redondo Beach, and 2375 West Sepulveda, 2 blocks east of Crenshaw and Torrance. The Mattress Store, the lowest prices in Southern California, guaranteed. Well, in case you're just joining us, it has been a wild and woolly affair in Redondo Beach, and it's just going to continue to do so in the last 2 minutes of the third quarter and the 8 minutes of the fourth quarter, and who knows if we'll be playing after that. The 2007 Bay League Championship title on the line. Leuzinger won it in 2006. Redondo won it in 2005. Both of these teams won it in 2007. Under 2 minutes to go in the third. In the front court, Freeman being guarded by Merrill. Check that, that's Beverly. In the corner, shot is short. Picked up by Dawson. Shot was made by Deason. These Leuzinger numbers are actually a little difficult to read as their outline numbers. Stribling, Christian Stribling is called for the foul against Leuzinger. That's the 4th team foul. Shane Morgan will inbound for Redondo. To Merrill, back to Morgan. Redondo 47, Leuzinger 46. Schreckengost tied up, bounce pass to Tucker. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Merrill on the far side. Morgan. 12 seconds. Morgan drives in traffic off the glass. There's a whistle and a foul. And Shane Morgan will be going to the free throw line. Morgan, 12 points in his last game. Could not hear the foul as announced by public address announcer Jim Ball. At this point, I think we'll only worry if somebody fouls out of the ball game. Morgan misses. He'll have one more. Tyler Merrill comes out of the ball game, replaced by Brian Lockwood for Redondo. 1 minute, 18 seconds to go in the third quarter. 48-46 Redondo. Gets the second one. 12 points for Morgan. There's a 3-point Redondo lead at 49-46. Strings off the rim. Follow up by Donnell on the putback. Donnell Beverly. 13 points for Beverly. It's a 1-point Seahawk lead, 49-48. Under a minute to go in the third. Dawson with the ball. Then there's a whistle and a foul. Shot clock was 19 seconds ahead of the scoreboard. Derek Strings gets called for his second personal foul. Going to the line is Kevin in the 6'3". And we're seeing Kevin. David Smock, John Geyer at Seahawk Pavilion, the start of the fourth quarter. We apologize for some audio problems we had towards the end of the third quarter, so just kind of recap. Basket at the end of the quarter, and Redondo Union leads 51-50 on the Bay Cities National Bank scoreboard. A reminder that tonight's game is being brought to you by Cooking Stuff. 20,000 items at 11,000 square feet. If Cooking Stuff doesn't have it, you don't need it. Cornerstone Windows and Doors, exceeding expectations. Ben Murray, State Farm Insurance, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Velocity Sports Performance, train like a pro at Velocity Sports Performance. Bay Cities National Bank, the community business bank of the South Bay. Their mattress store, lowest prices in Southern California guaranteed. AES Redondo Beach, the Global Power Company, and by the Performance Plus Tire and Automotive Centers in Torrance. So here we go, fourth quarter, 7:41 to play. Strings from downtown. Ball's rebounded by Hodrick. Ball given to Allen, now to Danelle Beverly. Beverly in the ball game tonight. 13 points for the Olympians. 18 in the ball game for Tucker to leave Redondo. Freeman shot rebounded by Schreckengast. Dawson gets it out to Morgan. Morgan drives in the lane and scores. 14 points now for Morgan. And it's 53-50 in favor of Redondo Union. 6:50 to go regulation. Beverly with the ball. Gives it up to Strings. Strings being guarded by Dawson. Back over to Beverly. 13 seconds on the 35-second shot clock. Scoreboard showing 6:36. Into Freeman. Freeman turnaround jumper is good. Freeman with 8. Beverly with 13. 3 by Stribling. Hodrick, a total of 6 in the ball game. Strings, 20 points in the ball game by Strings unofficially, and 3 by Matthew. Well, the fourth quarter of tonight's game is being brought to you by AES Redondo Beach a subsidiary of the AES Corporation, the global power company. And we'd like to take a moment on our last regular season broadcast of the year to thank our sponsors, all the terrific people at Cooking Stuff. And I can't boil water, and I even find things there that I have to buy for my kitchen. Cornerstone Windows and Doors, always a great supporter of high school basketball. Of course, Pam Murray and her staff at Pam Murray State Farm Insurance in Redondo Beach, and Brad Beal and Velocity Sports Performance, our newest sponsor this season. Mark Smith and all the terrific folks at Bay Cities National Bank. Alan and Debbie Cummer and their employees at the mattress store, and Steve Winters at AES Redondo Beach. They've always been a longtime supporter of Bay League basketball. And David Fox and the guys at Performance Plus Tire and Automotive Centers in Torrance. Again, I want to thank all of our sponsors this season. You get a chance, come on by, say hello to them. Tell them that you appreciate the chance to watch Bay League basketball on cable television. Alex Tucker with the ball, gives it over to Merrill. Check that, Dawson from the corner. And the ball rebounded by Freeman for Leuzinger. Allen for three. And the putback by Freeman. 54-53 Leuzinger. 5 minutes, 40 seconds to play in the fourth. Freeman now unofficially with 10 points in the ball game. Tucker into the front court, over to Dawson, back to Morgan, to Tucker. 2007 Bay League Championship on the line. And the ball goes out of bounds. This game has the atmosphere, and it has all night. Even before these teams came out on the floor for the warm-ups of it being a playoff game. And in a way it is. The winner, the number one representative from the Bay League, most likely will host a first-round game. The loser will be the second-place team. They could also host a first-round game, but could also end up on the road. 3 out of the 6 teams in the Bay League will go to the postseason. And the bounce pass to Morgan, and Morgan with the bucket. 16 points for Morgan, and Redondo retakes the lead, 55-54, 4:52 to play in regulation. With the basketball, Kevin Hodrick. Hodrick in traffic. Fight for the rebound, and it's picked up by Tyler Merrill, who gives it to Alex Tucker. Tucker to Merrill. Merrill surrounded by 3 Olympians, but gets the ball into the bucket anyway. 6 points for Merrill. Redondo 57, Leuzinger 54. 4 minutes, 22 seconds to play in the fourth quarter. Miles Allen with the basketball, top of the key. Gives it to Donnell Beverly Jr., 6'4", senior guard and wing for head coach Reggie Morris Jr. in his 5th year. Morris's dad, Reggie Morris Sr., is the women's head basketball coach at Los Angeles Southwest College. Rebound by Marquise Daniel. Redondo with a chance to increase the lead to 5. Their biggest in the game, 6 back in the first quarter. 57-54 Redondo. Clock continues to run down, 3:45 to play in the game. 15 seconds on the shot clock for Redondo. Tucker with the ball, feeds it over to Merrill in the corner. Back out to Morgan. 8 seconds on the shot clock. 6 seconds. Tucker, 3 seconds. Out to Merrill for 3, nails it. 9 points for Merrill. And with 3:19 to play in the fourth quarter, there's a timeout on the floor. On the Bay Cities National Bank scoreboard, the Redondo Union Seahawks 60 and the Leuzinger Olympians 54. I'd like to take a moment on our last telecast of the season to thank a lot of folks. Of course, all of our sponsors who mentioned a moment ago. We'd like to thank co-principals Mary Little and Goy Casillas at Redondo Union. Ben Dale, the vice principal who oversees athletics. Athletic director Les Congelier, head coach Tom Meyer and his staff, and the Redondo Union High School basketball players. I'd like to thank the visiting teams and coaches for their help and assistance all season long. And we want to thank you for joining us for Big League Basketball, in addition to our fans watching Channel 45 on Time Warner Cable in Redondo Beach tonight. Again, we'd like to extend a very warm welcome to the viewers watching this game on Time Warner Cable Channel 22 in Hawthorne and Lawndale. Chance for you to see Leuzinger tonight battle for first place in the Bay League against Redondo Union. Miles Allen inbounds the basketball, gives it to Donnell Beverly Jr., now comes into the front court. 3:15 to go in the ball game, 6-point lead for Redondo. And a battle for the ball after the shot by Beverly. Deshaun Freeman gets charged with his third personal foul. That'll send Marquise Daniel to the free throw line. Daniel, in the first meeting of the year between these two teams, had 8 points. Of course, he had that game winner against Westchester in the South Bay Hoop Classic at West Torrance to win the ball game. Daniel at the free throw line. That's his 6th point of the ball game, his first from the charity stripe. 3 minutes, 9 seconds to play in the fourth quarter. And it's 62-54, 8-point lead for Redondo. That's their biggest of the ball game. 3 minutes to play in regulation. Donnell Beverly Jr. with the basketball. Being guarded by Daniel. Gets it away to Allen. Allen being guarded by Tucker. Ball poked away by Daniel, goes out of bounds. Leuzinger will retain the basketball as the ball was knocked away out of the hands of Beverly. 10 seconds on the shot clock for Leuzinger. 2:40 on the game clock for both teams. Redondo 62, Leuzinger 54, 2 seconds. Desperation shot hits the rim, rebounded by Morgan. Quickly down court to Tucker with an easy layup. 20 points in the ball game for Alex Tucker of Redondo. 64-54, 10-point lead for the Seahawks with 2:18 to play. Whistle and a foul. We'll see who is called against. Marquise Daniel, that's his 4th personal foul. It's the 7th team foul in the second half against the Seahawks. 6 team fouls in the second half against Leuzinger. Deshaun Freeman at the free throw line. 67% shooter from the charity stripe. Freeman tonight 3 for 4, make it 4 of 5, as he now has 11 points in the ball game. He had 2 free throws in the first quarter, 1 out of 2 in the third, and now attempting his second in the fourth quarter. Rattles around and falls through. Redondo 64, Leuzinger 56, 2:15 to play in the fourth quarter. Quick pass to Schreckengoss, blew the layup, and the ball's picked up by Derek Strings of Leuzinger. For 3, gets it. And that was Donnell Beverly. And now it's a 6-point game. Timeout. 1 minute, 56 seconds to play in the ball game on the Bay Cities National Bank scoreboard. It's Redondo 64, Leuzinger 59. A moment ago, we were thanking all of the coaches and players and administrative people, and I also want to thank Kathy Burley, the athletic department secretary at Redondo Union High School, not only for her help this season, but for all the years that we've been doing games, different sports here on Channel 45 in Redondo Beach. And of course, we could not do these games without our producer director, John Geyer, and it's always a pleasure to work with a true professional. And again, a very pleasant season. It seems like we just started yesterday, and here we are. The end of the regular season at home is senior night for the 10 seniors wearing Seahawk uniforms, and the 9 seniors on the Leuzinger roster, they're playing their last game at Seahawk Pavilion. I think you know, regardless if you're at home or on the road, there's certain gyms you like to play in, always a nice atmosphere. And with a 2,000-seat seating capacity, one of the largest in Southern California, it's always a great atmosphere whenever you have a Bay League contest played in Redondo Beach. Tucker with the ball after being inbounded by Morgan. 64-59 Redondo. Morgan in the front court. We're going to count down 1:45 on the clock, 20 seconds on the shot clock. Schreckengast. Tucker, 1:40 on the game clock, 15 seconds on the shot clock. I got to Schreckengast. Morgan. Feed to Tucker. Ball stolen out of the air. Strings feeds it into Freeman, and Freeman gets called for traveling as he turned around to attempt the shot. 1 minute, 20 seconds to play in the ball game. 35-second shot clock for Redondo as they inbound the basketball. Seahawks 64, Olympians 59. It was 19-16 Leuzinger at the end of one, 33-31 Redondo at the break. 51-50 Redondo at the end of the third quarter, and right now it's 64-59 in favor of Redondo. Miles Allen is called for his fourth foul of the ball game. That'll send Alex Tucker to the free throw line. Tucker with 8 points in his last Bay League game against Miracosta. Tucker with 12 points and 12 assists, a double-double in the first meeting of the year between these two ball clubs. And Tucker in the ball game tonight has 20 points. He misses, it's still 64-59. Under a minute to play. And a bucket by Kevin Hodrick, 8 of the point ball game for Hodrick. 66-59, 45 seconds to play. Morgan into the front court to Schreckengast. Schreckengast feeds it to Daniel, and Daniel scores. Daniel with 8 in the ball game. 66-61 Redondo. 30 seconds to play in regulation. 5-point lead for the Seahawks. Desperation shot for 3, rebounded by Morgan. Outlet pass to Merrill. And Merrill with the layup. 11 points in the ball game for Merrill. 13 seconds to play. And there's a timeout on the floor. 11 seconds left in regulation. Redondo leading 68-61. And we'll run down the scoring for you. We won't have a chance to do it after the game. But Tyler Merrill with 11 points. Tyler Schreckengast with 11. Alex Tucker with 20. Marquise Daniel with 8 points. 3 of those here in the fourth quarter. And Shane Morgan with 16. For Leuzinger, Miles Allen with 2 points. 16 points by Donnell Beverly Jr. tonight. 12 points by Deshaun Freeman. 3 points by Stribling. 8 points by Hodrick. 20 points by Derek Strings. And 3 points by Mikkel Matthew. And that's where we stand right now. Redondo Union 68 and Leuzinger 61 with 11 seconds to play in the fourth quarter. Redondo Union in first place in the Bay League, followed by Leuzinger. Palos Verdes in third. They're going to have to play West Torrance to break the tie for third place. And then it's Peninsula and Miracosta in the bottom of the Bay League standings. Quick pass off the glass on the shot attempt, rebounded by Morgan. So Redondo, if they can hold on for 9 more seconds, they'll go to 21-4 overall. They were 17-12 a year ago. They'll go to 8-1 in the Bay League to win the Bay League championship. Leuzinger would fall to 17-8, 7-2 in the standings. Getting depending upon Palos Verdes and West Torrance. One of them will take over third place. And then Leuzinger and Miracosta, they're just rounding out the schedule and start thinking about next year. Morgan at the free throw line gets it. Morgan, 3 out of 4 in the second half from the charity stripe. A lot of the seniors coming out tonight, 10 of them on this Redondo roster. Well, going into the season, they thought Redondo, if they were going to make a run at a CIF championship, it was going to be this year with the 10 seniors. Morgan misses the second one, and they've already reached the first title Lawndale path as the buzzer sounds and the ball game is over as Redondo Union is taking a big step towards the CIF championship. They are the 2007 Bay League champions as they dethrone last year's champion Leuzinger. Final score, the Redondo Union Seahawks 69 and the Leuzinger Olympians 64. For our producer-director John Geyer, David Smock saying so long from Seahawk Pavilion on the campus of Redondo Union High School in Redondo Beach. A 5-point win for the Seahawks. Once again, tonight's final score, the Redondo Union Seahawks 69, the Leuzinger Olympians 64. Good night, everyone.
This is a great deal, 50% off.
We're going to think about it.
Tell you what, dinner for two, Chico burritos.
We're really going to think about it.
He's still here.
At Cornerstone Windows and Doors, we make the presentation. You make the decision. No high-pressure sales from our team. We treat your home like our own. No subcontractors, no drywall or stucco damage, and one-day installation.
Remember, folks, midnight tonight, I'll have my cell phone on me. Dinner for two. I think that went well.
I love cooking stuff. I'm here all the time. I've been shopping here for almost as old as I am, a long time. I can always find whatever I want here, and everyone is so nice. They take the time to help me find what I want, and there's always a wonderful selection.
If cooking stuff doesn't have it, you don't need it.
I got style from Performance Plus.
I got a great price from Performance Plus.
I got great service from Performance Plus.
Performance Plus is your neighborhood tire and automotive center. We carry a full line of major brand tires and rims and specialize in computer diagnostics. From engines and lubes to tires and rims, Performance Plus delivers service you can depend on. Performance Plus, 2 blocks south of Sepulveda on Hawthorne and Torrance. Just look for the BF Goodrich sign.